Let's set the scene for you, folks. Union forces scrambling all around. They'd taken some pretty serious hits on the day one, the battle, and we're now trying to regroup, forming a defensive line on a series of hills just south of town. Wasn't exactly a well-prepared position. It was more like a we have to hold this or we're done kind of situation.
Yeah. And the old rebels, they saw that weakness. They moved fast, especially on the Union's left flank. And that's when Chamberlain's brigade, under the command of Colonel Strong Vincent, he was ordered to dig in and defend a rocky hill called Little Round Top.
Oh.
The guy who gave the order was Brigadier General Gouverneur K. Warren, who was the Army's chief of engineer. Oh, Warren's one of the men often credited with realizing just how crucial that hill would be.
Damn right he did. So we got the Confederates coming up that hill. They weren't exactly fresh, as nobody really was at this point in the war. They were part of Hood's division, specifically the Alabama Brigade under Brigadier General Evander Law. These guys, well, they just marched over 20 miles that very day in the heat.
Ooh, and they got to run uphill?
Their canteens were empty, stomachs empty, mouths dry. They didn't even get a chance to refill their water before Law sent them into battle.
You know, his orders were clear. Take the hill.
You want water?
Right.
Take that fucking hill.
He dispatched the 4th, 15th, and 47th Alabama, along with the 4th and 5th Texas, to seize Little Round Top. It's worth noting that as the battle dragged on and Law realized he was now commanding the entire division, he ended up handing off control of the brigade to Colonel James Sheffield instead. The Confederates, they charged up the hill, and as they neared the crest, they got blasted by a strong Union volley and were pushed back, at least for the moment, because this wasn't the only charge they'd make.
Yeah, well, you got one regiment in particular, the 15th Alabama, commanded by Colonel William Oates. It wasn't done, not by a long shot. They shifted right, trying to swing around and flank the Union position. And what was waiting for them, you ask? Well, only 386 men and officers of the 20th Maine and the 83rd Pennsylvania, holding that far left edge of the Union line. It's like, come on, motherfuckers. This is when Chamberlain saw the Confederate maneuver. He knew exactly what they were trying to do. So first, he ordered his men to stretch their line as far as it could go, literally to the point of being single file.
Never want to be single file.
Then, after another Confederate assault, he had the southern half of the line swing back like a hinge, refusing to flank. This move created an angle in the line that made it harder for the Confederates to get around them. There you go. Good for you, bud.
Well, the 20th Maine, they held that position for a full 90 minutes under heavy fire through multiple charges from the 15th Alabama and others. And they were taking some serious losses. At one point, it became clear to Chamberlain that they couldn't hold much longer. His men were running out of ammo, their numbers dropping fast. And if there was another charge, they're done for. Everybody's dead or leaving, fleeing.
Damn. So he made a bold call. Order a bayonet charge.
Dude, fix those bayonets. And nobody's had a successful bayonet charge at all during the war.
That's right. He told his men to fix those bayonets and go on the offensive. Well, the plan, you asked?
Stab the shit out of as many people as you can.
Right. Well, the plan, you asked? The left flank, which had been pulled back earlier, it would advance first in a kind of a right wheel forward move. Once they were lined up with the rest of the regiment, everyone would charge forward together, like a door swinging shut on a Confederate line. And guess what? Damn it, it worked.
Sure did. The shock of that unexpected bayonet assault, combined with the fact that the 15th Alabama was already exhausted and low on coordination, broke their attack. A big portion of them surrendered right there on the slope.
Yeah, they're like, fuck you.
I would do shit. Well, while Chamberlain gave the order, there's an interesting side note. A young officer named Lieutenant Holman Melcher, he actually initiated a charge from the center of the line at the same time.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't acting under direct orders. He just saw the moment and he went for it. His timing ended up helping a lot. I would assume. And during the Confederate retreat, there was one more surprise waiting for him.
Oh, shit. What is it, Chamberlain? Well, he quietly placed Company B of the 20th Maine, led by Captain Walter Morrill. He said, go behind a stone. There's a stone wall over there about 150 yards to the east. Get behind that. Along with a few sharpshooters from the 2nd United States Sharpshooters. This group, they've been hiding, waiting for their moment of attack. And as the old rebels pulled back, they suddenly came under fire from the hidden group, just enough to throw the retreat into confusion and make it even harder to regroup. Damn.
Yeah, this whole sequence at Little Round Top, it's one of the most famous moments of the Civil War, and it's where Chamberlain really became a legend. For his actions that day, he was awarded the Medal of Honor.
Oh, good for him.
And his citation goes as this. The President of the United States of America, in the name of Congress, takes pleasure in presenting the Medal of Honor to Colonel Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, United States Army, for extraordinary heroism, July 2nd, 1863, while serving with the 20th Maine Infantry in action at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, for daring heroism and great tenacity in holding his position on the Little Round Top against repeated assaults and carrying the advanced position on the Great Round Top.
Ooh-wee.